Hey, listen, you're doing great. And when I watch you pitch, your delivery looks under control. Nothing looks forced. Is that something that you've been working on?
Yeah, and I would say that also stems back through the rehab process is just stuff we wanted to clean up. We wanted to make it, a nice, loose, easy arm action, and try for as like we call it easy velo or effortless velocity, and it's just kind of building that arm strength and keeping that smooth, controlled delivery, and yeah, so that's just stems from rehab and has continued to progress through the season, and yeah, that for sure something we've been working on.
How do you work on that? You just tell yourself to key down a little bit or what?
Yeah, I mean, you control yourself in your throwing program and you try to let the arm work and you do, I dove into some plyos and some weighted balls also to kind of clean up the delivery a little bit and make sure that the arm's on time and everything is for the most part it's timing, right? At foot
Mhm.
strike, where's my arm throughout the delivery and through the arm swing. But yeah, I would say those key components all stem to what we see.
It looks great. Last question for me. Pitchers talk about going through like a tired arm period or a dead arm period. Did you have any of that this year?
Um, I wouldn't say I did. I think I had that 10-day IL stint.
Yeah.
With some stuff going on in the elbow inflammation. But prior to that, and even now, I think that was kind of the only hiccup that we've seen throughout the whole 15-month throwing program, going back to when I first picked up the ball to start the return to throw and get ready for spring. But besides that, yeah, no, everything feels good and feeling healthy.
Yeah, and it looks good too, man. Continued success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll try Buck again.
Okay, can you hear me, Tim?
Yep, we're good, Buck.
All right. Tim, it's kind of along the same lines. When you first came up, and then like most young pitchers, you probably felt like you had to be better to get big league hitters out. And now it looks like you understand that if you throw your pitches where you want to, you can have a lot of success. How much has that helped you with your confidence, understanding that your stuff is pretty good?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit it right on the head there, and that's seeing the results is part of it, but also believing in your stuff and knowing that you have to attack hitters the same way as you did coming up and throughout. And I think that it's been the message all season, and even started at spring training. Is as a staff, we're going to establish our stuff in the zone and expand when we have shots to expand. But for the most part, it's trusting your stuff and trusting your stuff in the zone and being able to attack hitters. So yeah, that's kind of been the message that's been sent all year.
Yeah, I think the world of Pete Walker, and I'd like you to tell me what Pete Walker's influence has done to help you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Pete's a great guy and an awesome human being and a great coach as many of you know. But yeah, his influence and just getting guys to attack the zone, trust their stuff, believe in their stuff, knowing that he believes in us and our abilities to get hitters out, goes a long way in us trusting our stuff as well and ourselves and making the right calls out there and attacking hitters.
Terrific. Thank you.
You're up, Mitch.
Hey, Tim, thanks for the time. At least from what I've seen and in the numbers, it seems like you're kind of throwing your sinker more and more as the years kind of gone on. What kind of goes into that, and what's kind of like the change in your sinker usage?
Yeah, it goes in the game plan, and seeing how hitters are reacting to it, and seeing how it plays off the slider and how we can set up the slider and where hitters' weaknesses are and how we can attack them. And if the best plan of attack is through attacking with the sinker, then that's what we go with. But a lot of it goes into the prior to the series, just looking at reports and going over hitters and seeing what the best way is to attack with my stuff in particular.
And comparing kind of yourself as a pitcher and your arsenal now compared to before the injury, what would you say is kind of the biggest difference between then and now for you?
Yeah, I would say the sinker. We're using that solely on both sides of the plate. Kind of changed to a two-seam guy. Prior to the injury, I would mix in, a four-seam glove side, two-seam arm side. And now it's just, going at guys with the two-pitch combo of the two-seam and the slider, and they seem to be pairing off with each other really well right now.
Thanks, Tim.
Your turn, Ben.
Bad news when I go last, Tim. Take me through the evolution of your slider this year, because there were points early in the season we chatted you weren't necessarily happy with it, or at least happy with the way hitters were reacting to your slider.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all, at least me and talking to Bushman and Pete Walker, the slider had to get to a certain area in the strike zone. And I think early in the season, I was tending to leave it a lot arm side, a lot over the plate. It wasn't getting to that spot where I wanted to get to, and that the best results would come. So throughout the course of the season, it's been trying to stay on top of it, keep the fingers on top, and really drive it down and to that bottom part of the strike zone. So that's kind of been the evolution, is just thinking down with it. Not necessarily always thinking strike with it, but just thinking down with it and keeping it down the zone where we see the best results.
Are you able to manipulate your slider at times?
I like to think that it's that one location that I'm trying to get it to. And it's that one spot, and it's trying to get there consistently. I'm not somebody who tends to think backdoor with it or think both sides of the plate with it. I'm just kind of gripping and ripping and going for that one area of the strike zone.
A little bit broader of a range of question here. I know you guys have pitchers meetings. What does it happen differently for being a reliever? Does your scouting report going into a series or over the course of a series change with the pocket of guys that are in that bullpen?
We have our bullpen meetings prior to the series starting, and a lot of those are going over kind of pitch recommendations and stuff like that for each guy individually, and seeing how each guy's stuff pairs with the lineup. And we kind of go through the lineup pretty briefly and just kind of go over some key points on some of the guys that we're entering the series with.
Got it. Thanks, Tim. Continued success, man.
Thanks.
And back to Buck.
Yeah, Tim, I got one more question, kind of like on the lines with Ben. If you have a batter that you want to get out with a slider, and you throw him one bad one, and you want to throw the next one, what's your mindset as far as executing a good slider? What do you think about on the second pitch?
Yeah, I'm thinking starting point. Where do I want it to start to finish where I believe is going to get the batter out or get the result that I'm looking for. So a lot of it is starting point for me, and where do I want that slider to start in correspondence with where I'm looking for it to finish.
So you're starting in relationship to where the batter is and where the catcher is sitting up.
Yeah, the catcher's gonna, for me, it's okay based off where the catcher's setting up. Where do I want this pitch to start, and thinking about where it has to start for it to finish where I'd like that slider to finish.
Great, thank you.